The Thing That Woke Me Up. Part 14. The Other Grandfather. The second granddad smiled. Everything changed. Not exploded, not shattered. Changed. The forest became silent. The doors stopped moving. The screaming beyond them vanished. Even the wind died. Every sound, every movement, every living thing seemed to stop breathing at once. The giant thing wearing my face froze. The figure froze. Granddad froze. Everything was staring at the old man emerging from the impossible doorway. The second granddad, the one that shouldn't exist, the one that stepped out of the darkness behind the largest door. He looked exactly like my grandfather. Exactly. Same height, same wrinkles, same silver hair, same old hunting jacket, same scar above his eyebrow. Every detail perfect, yet somehow every instinct I possessed screamed that it wasn't him. The thing smiled wider, not maliciously, not angrily, almost lovingly, like a grandfather seeing his grandson after years apart. Dylan. The sound of my name nearly broke me. It was his voice. Perfect. The exact voice I remembered. The exact voice that used to wake me up before fishing trips, and the exact voice that taught me how to tie hooks, how to shoot, how to work on trucks. The exact voice I'd missed since I lost him. My eyes filled with tears before I could stop them. And that's when I realized how dangerous it was, because for the first time in this entire nightmare, I wanted to believe it. The giant took a step backward. The figure stepped backward too, both afraid, both watching. The thing continued walking toward me, slowly, calmly, like it already knew the outcome, like it wasn't worried. The real granddad grabbed my shoulder, hard, painfully hard. "Don't." His voice shook. I'd never heard him sound like that before. The thing stopped walking, and its smile never faded. Then it looked at my grandfather, not with anger, not with hatred, with disappointment, and somehow that felt worse. "You always were stubborn." My grandfather visibly flinched. The giant immediately looked away. The figure lowered its head, like neither wanted to hear what came next. The second granddad sighed, then looked at me. "You want the truth." The world trembled. The doors overhead creaked, slowly opening, waiting and listening. I swallowed hard. Because I did, I wanted answers, more than anything. My entire life had become a maze of nightmares, warnings, impossible creatures, and half-truths. I was tired of running, tired of guessing, tired of being afraid. The thing nodded, as if it already knew, then asked. Silence. I looked between my grandfather and the thing wearing his face. Then I asked the question that had haunted me since childhood. "What are you?" The smile grew, not wider, sadder. The thing looked upward toward the endless doors, then back at me. "I am what remains." The answer sent a chill through my body. "What does that mean?" The thing glanced toward the giant, toward the figure, then back at me. "It means they lied." The giant immediately roared. The sound shook reality itself. Trees exploded, doors slammed, the sky cracked. The thing never even looked at it. "Ask yourself something, Dylan." The old man stepped closer. "Why would a prison need a prisoner?" My pulse quickened. The figure shifted. The giant looked furious. The thing continued. "Why would a lock exist without a door?" The figure took another step backward. "Why would they spend generations protecting you from the truth?" My grandfather suddenly shouted, "Stop!" The thing ignored him. Its eyes never left mine, because the truth is the only thing they fear. The world shook violently. Cracks spread through the forest floor. Darkness poured from them. The giant looked ready to attack. The figure looked ready to fight. And standing between them was the thing wearing Granddad's face, smiling, waiting, patient, the same way the figure had always waited. Then something happened that changed everything. The thing looked directly at the figure and spoke a name, a real name, not figure, not guardian, a name. "Elias." The figure froze, completely, for the first time in my life. The hollow-eyed thing reacted. Actually reacted. The giant looked horrified. My grandfather looked devastated. And the thing smiled. "Elias." The name echoed through the impossible world. The figure lowered its head, like a soldier hearing an old command, like a prisoner hearing the name he'd forgotten. My heart pounded. The figure had a name, a real name, which meant it had once been something else, someone else. The thing turned back toward me. "He was the first." The words hit like a hammer. The first what? The thing looked at the giant, then toward the endless doors. The first lock. The giant roared again. The sound shook the heavens. The thing ignored it, and suddenly, memories appeared around us. Not my memories, someone else's. The forest disappeared. Images surrounded us. A village, ancient, primitive, thousands of years old. People gathered around a fire, children laughing, families living normal lives. Then the sky opened, not metaphorically, actually opened, like a wound, splitting reality apart. Darkness spilled through, creatures followed, horrible things, things with too many eyes, too many mouths, too many limbs, things that shouldn't exist. The village burned, people screamed, the world ended, and standing among the destruction was a young man. The same hollow eyes, the same face, the figure before it became the figure, before it became the lock. Elias, the thing continued speaking. He chose to stay. The memory shifted. The young man stood before the opening in reality, alone, terrified. The creatures behind him clawed and screamed, trying to escape, trying to enter, trying to consume, and somehow he held them back, alone. The thing looked at me. He became the first lock. The memory shattered. The forest returned. My mind reeled. The figure wasn't a monster. It never had been. It was a sacrifice, a prison guard, a jailer, a protector. For thousands of years, the thing smiled sadly, and now it's failing. The doors overhead began opening wider. The screams returned, louder than ever. The giant looked terrified. My grandfather looked broken. The figure remained silent, watching, waiting, enduring. The thing stepped closer, close enough to touch, close enough that I could see every wrinkle, every scar, every detail of my grandfather's face. Then it whispered something that stopped my heart. Do you know why it chose your family? The world fell silent. I couldn't speak. The thing leaned closer and whispered the answer. Because your family built the prison. Everything stopped. My breathing, my thoughts, my heart. The giant closed its eyes. The figure looked away. My grandfather began crying, and somewhere above us, the largest door finally opened completely. The darkness beyond it moved. Something inside shifted. Something impossibly large, impossibly ancient, impossibly hungry. Then a single eye opened within the darkness. One eye, larger than entire cities, larger than mountains, larger than worlds, and it was looking directly at me. The thing wearing Granddad's face smiled one final time, then quietly said, "Now it remembers who you are." The eye blinked, and suddenly I remembered something. Something impossible, something I should never have known, something from before I was born, before my father was born, and before Granddad was born. A memory, my memory.